Oi! Yeah, my people, them say me evil, be evil, but don't believe it, just don't believe. They cannot reason, you see it. Yeah, my people, so yo, we still on the Noel Xavier Wells, Murdercase. Hey, we on that murder trail, you see what I'm saying? And things be looking up and, be wanting to looking down sometime with people like, when you have people like the Officer Tatum guy there, who has been making a mockery of himself. And that's the world we live in today, where even making a mockery of yourself, being the DUMBEST person, can still, is seen as something valuable nowadays. So I was surprised to see him have garnered like 3 million subscribers on YouTube, being such a DUMMY, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I gotta send Tifa for that guy to spell it out for him. Now, this is Kimberly. I love her name so much, Kimberly, and I love her passion. I love her appearance. I love her cadence. I love almost everything about Kimberly, out of all her hundreds of videos that I've watched, I've only find one tiny fault, that it's not really any fault, but that is how I know the people that I should support. Like the people who be consistently saying and doing the things that I can agree with, that I will agree with, like 99.9% of the time, and that is Kim Brawley. She ain't as dumb as the Officer Tatum guy, who I've seen making a ridiculous mockery of himself for over the years. It's unbelievable. And that's just how some people are nowadays. They just choose to support and to defend everything that doesn't make sense. They choose that side. So whenever there is a wrong and right answer, they will always choose confidently the wrong answer. Okay, and that is the Officer Tatum guy. Now, Kim Brawley here, beautiful, loving, white, caring woman. We gotta support and love, because we need people from both sides to help to display fairness. You know what I mean? Because when you have some white folks supporting wrong and negativities against black people, it's it's a powerful thing when black people have white people on our side, showing other white people that what they're doing and what they're saying is wrong. And that is why we must appreciate Kim Brawley here. I never heard of Kim Brawley. I've heard of Kimberly, Kim, and all these other things, but never Kim Brawley. I love Kim Brawley. So let's read into this post. And we got some other things from Kim Brawley and some other surprises from other people and pages as well. Now, this post is captioned saying, "Backyard boat launch posted by Evans. Y'all are cooked." Now, Evans, the name you see in here, he is supposedly one of Nolan friends, or is it the woman Evan? I'm not sure if it's the woman here who is Evans, right? That you see in this picture here as well. There's a other lady here. I'm not sure who this Evans is, but it will take no time to find out, and it doesn't really matter. We know that it's either one of these people or Evans, right? So that's not the problem here. The big point that Kim Brawley, our beautiful white lady here, is pointing out is that these people, Evans family, they have a boat launch in their backyard, meaning their boat can just launch at any moment without being noticed. They could go undetected. They could go dump a body, because these boat regulations and authorities, their rules and restrictions to operate in a boat. You got to call in, file in, or whatever. It's not like driving a car where you just get up and drive out. You know what I mean? Certain reports and information got to be addressed to the right authorities. So that is what having a boat launch is. So they are definitely a major suspect having something like this, the opportunity to, get their boat out there. They could dump a body without being detected. You know what I'm saying? So you'll hear Kim Brawley sing a nice, beautiful tone voice, singing a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. For no lands. There you go. Have you ever heard about the war of no man's land? Yes, the no man's land. I've learned about a history in Canada. Shout out to the Canadians. Yeah, there are some war heroes and veterans, the Canadian warriors. I'm saying the army men. Okay, let's get into this, and we have tons of things right now. We ain't wasting no time. Let's hear Kim Brawley sing. You know, because she's excited that this is something good we have here that the FBI and the proper authorities should consider looking into.
Na 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 na. Evan, that's a boat launch. 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 I see a boat launch in the backyard. I see a boat launch in the backyard. I see a boat launch in the backyard. Shame y'all deleted every photo but the ones we needed. Na 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 na.
Yeah, I love her song. It's actually catchy. It reminds me of when I was a kid watching like Sesame Street. Yeah, and then she has that nice angelic tone especially when she touched the part of um, how does it go? It was when she almost reached to the last part. Evan has a boat launch in the backyard. Evan has a boat launch in the backyard. Yeah, I love it. I love it. But you have someone in the comments here. Um, Look, here she is. I am not a sheep. I am not a sheep. But she's definitely Natasha. She's not a Natasha. So we have Kim Brawley, right? And the universe have sent I am not a sheep who should have been I am Natasha. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Kimberly, you would assume that is Kimberly or close to Kimberly. And this is how the universe, and I speak about this in a lot of my vlogs, how the universe sent out a bad nemesis, sent or a good person to combat a bad person. And it works vice versa, whether it's a God or the universe, whatever. Whenever you have a good leader, then the universe try to produce a bad person to come take the place of the good leader to corrupt things. Because the good is always against the bad, you know what I'm saying? And whenever there's a bad leader, the universe try to send someone who is good to change things. So good always combating bad. And whenever there's good in this world, there's some bad energy that is lurking and working, trying to remove the bad and put in place someone like Hitler. The bad try to remove the good, I should say, and it worked vice versa. Because we've seen it here in Jamaica in our artists. Whenever we have a good artist, some artists with corrupted mind try to come against the good. Like, why would you want to come against someone that is good, doing good? How could you have problem with someone doing good? And that is just like the Officer Tatum guy. He is going against the black people who show that they care and show that they have sense and a high level of intelligence to know that the fact that these white folks who were there with Nolan the day when he went missing, they choose to hide information, conceal information, lawyered up, and they just made themselves a big, should I say, primary, secondary, or tertiary suspect? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's just how it is, man. Let's hear her sing one more time before we move on, because I love her song, and you should too.
Na 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 na. Evan, that's a boat launch. 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 I see a boat launch in the backyard. I see a boat launch in the backyard. I see a boat launch in the backyard. Shame y'all deleted every photo but the ones we needed.
That's the last part I need to catch. Sheila deleted everything. Sheila deleted everything in her. That part is crazy. I love it. It's a hit song. This is already a classic, and it's for Nolan, and we singing for Nolan, man. You know what I'm saying? And these are the people that needs to sing that are withholding or withheld in information that could help in assisting or to find out where Nolan how Nolan ended up the way he ended up. Because even we've seen the autopsy came out. It's crazy. The autopsy. Y'all gotta see it. Now look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Let us
A, 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 na, 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 na.
A, the triple A, American Airline. What? Okay, yeah, folks, I need to show y'all this comment that I am not a sheep made. So she wrote, "Why are you singing this? You have really given good information on this case. Apparently, you enjoy the work and do it well. Now, why would you say all those good things, but just to open up with why is Kimberly singing? And that is, I am not a sheep. I'm changing her name to I am not a sheep. But it was better she being a sheep than she being a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, I had to involve because there's something that I've noticed over the years about people who loves to have problem with people that are not known singers or known artists that are popular or famous. You have a lot of people who they always find problems with people who are not famous singers, who are not known, who, whenever regular people are singing, there's a large mass of people who always be sharing some negative opinions about people who are singing, whether they're singing beautiful or whether they're happy singing. You know what I'm saying? And Nata Sheep is one of them, aka Natasha. Probably doesn't know how to spell her name. So I had to attack her, right? And I said, I'm not a sheep. Does a female. Oh, no, that's not where it started. That's not where the clapback started. Look, there's so many replies, and I only have like two replies. You know what I'm saying? So Kim Brawley said, I'm singing because this just busted the F out of me. You know what I'm saying? So I tagged Kim Brawley. This is my first reply. And I said, I hate people who always be hating on people singing. And I can always place my head on a block willing to give my life up if these people that be hating every time they hear someone who is not a known artist singing, right? If they could actually sing, I would give up my life, is what I'm basically saying. Because I've noticed these people over the years always be having with problem with people who are singing. And a lot of times people that can actually sing, but they're just not known singers. And these are the people who some negative haters would come for. And it can be a lot of time their friends who be telling them, yo, shut up, I hate hearing you sing. Be careful of those people who be telling you to shut up and stop singing, because they are of the devil. They are not made to make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all ye lands. And I am Natasha is one of them. And that's what I made clear in this here comment. So I said, it bothered them so much, and they usually devils that are unable to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Here it is. This is where my comment ends. Okay? And look, people is agreeing with I am Natasha for the good part of her comment. The negative part of her comment is what she opened with saying, why are you singing this? All right. Ew. You know what I'm saying? And then she went on to saying a lot of good stuff. Said, you know your work. And I see that you love doing your work, Kimberly. And I see that you're good at it. And like, come on, I am not a sheep is slow. Because why would you compose a statement or sentence with good and bad just all like that without making it clear? You just went, it's structured and format her comment like so crazy. So yeah. Before we move on, I am not a sheep. She tagged me like 3 times and she came for me. Where is it? Where is it? That's why I came back with this, you know? And I showed her some love. I had tagged her because I see that she tagged me 3 times, cussing me out. And she took like 6 days. Because look, let me show you something. I am not a sheep made her comment 4 days ago, okay? And I replied 4 days ago, okay? There you go, 4 days ago. Now, yesterday, which is like 3 days after, right? She tagged me. This was yesterday. That's why this is a day ago. And I said, does a female wolf share the same? She was cussing me out, guys. I can't remember all the things she was saying, but she's definitely angry with my comment because I said she have to be of the devil that hates to hear people making a joyful noise unto the Lord all he lands. You know what I'm saying? Now, so yesterday she tagged me like in 3 different reply, cussing me out. And I said, does a female wolf share the same name as a female dog? So I started out with something bad, feeding her own medicine. And I said, look, guys, keep track of what I'm doing here. So I said, does a female wolf share the same name as a female dog? Because we know you're not a sheep, baby. You feisty, seductive, hell sweet and heat, buttercream, warm apple pie, cherry lip, sweet and sour, sexy, light skin, chocolatey, sugary, beautifully clean and nice. honey roasted, hot and spicy barbecue original, and hot and spicy barbecue and original effervescence of aroma flavored precious God send clean and nice uptown Coca-Cola bottle shape. You got that body that can't be break. Love you, baby. So that's what I said. I started out just as how she started out with Kim Brawley dissing her about why you gotta sing, but you love your work, and I love that, right? So I treated her to her own medicine, saying, "Does a female wolf share the same name as a female dog? Cause we know you're not a sheep, baby. Cause she named I'm not a sheep, right? No, you're not a sheep, baby. You feisty, seductive, hell, sweet and heat, buttercream, warm, apple pie, cherry lip, sweet and sour, light skin, creamy, chocolatey, sugary, beautifully, clean and nice, honey roasted, nut and spice, hot and spicy, barbecue and original effervescence of aroma, flavored, precious, God send clean and nice, uptown, angel, hot, Coca-Cola, bottle shaping, body can't be breaking, love you, baby." That's what I sent her. So she haven't she deleted her comments. That's why she deleted. Oh my goodness. That is why I'm not seeing her other 3 disrespected comments she sent me. Because she has to be confused after getting this comment here. Now, let's go to the other video. Okay, guys, so now the mainstream media as locked in on the Nolan's case, but it's still a lot of you know I's and T's that are I's that are not as dot as yet, and the T's that are not as crossed as yet. So it's just crazy. It's not all happy moments yet because we haven't seen any accountability being taken or being requested by the authorities, towards the culprits, right? Who was there with Noland Xavier the day he had died or went missing, according to them. You know what I'm saying? Now look at this post from It's On Site. Newly obtained audio captured the moment the boat carrying Nolan Wells' friend radioed for help after leaving Horn Island on July 4th, the same day Nolan went missing. Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn Island, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can you please come? They're asking for help. Can you please come? The boat operator told a dispatcher, right? Or dispatch. I'm not seeing so clear because my phone is broken. Everyone on boat was confirmed safe and what? Safe, and the boat made it back to the mainland. GPS data obtained separately shows the boat left the island around 4:31 p.m., right around the time distress call went out. Nolan's family, represented by attorney Ben Crump, who is doing an excellent job, as a matter of fact, he is, and is still demanding an answer about what happened to Nolan Xavier after his friends left without him, right? So you're gonna hear the distress call they claim they put out, and you're not gonna hear one stress in that distress call. It's more of a diss to black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's no stress a part of the diss towards these white people. You know, look, because they're dissing us, the blacks, when they put out a call like this saying it's distress. Listen.
Tonight about the boat that brought Nolan Wells and his friends out to Horn Island off the coast of Mississippi this 4th of July, a trip that turned out to be the last that Wells would ever take alive. CBS News has obtained a recording of an emergency call made from the boat when it left the island around 4:30 p.m. without Wells. Friends. The 23-foot boat had 7 people on board, according to the caller, who said the boat was taking on water and sinking.
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come?
GPS records show the boat did make it back to the mainland safely that evening. Wells' body, meanwhile, was found 2 days later. We know more tonight about the boat that brought Nolan Wells.
Yeah, so you heard that. Does that sound like someone who is going down in a boat with several people? Yeah, can you send your Coast Guard out here? We're going down, down, baby. No street in the rainbow. Boom, boom, baby. Ready to let it go. Shimmy, 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 up. Listen to me now. We need some of your help. Come and get we now. Going down, baby. No street in the rainbow. Boom, boom, baby. Ha. Ready to let it go. Shimmy, shimmy, cook, up. Listen to me now. Light it up and take a puff. Pass it to me. That's what they're doing. They're partying and calling as if they are having some distress. You know what I'm saying? But it's really a disrespect to black people. There's nothing about distressful about that call that they had made. Okay? And I had exposed this in one of my previous or prior video to this one about the Noland Xavier case. Now we'll be moving forward to another video of Kim Brawley. I'm telling you, this white lady is a very nice lady. She's working overtime, you know what I'm saying, on overdrive. Yo, I applaud her. And this one here, she's saying, I will find the comment later, but this lady actually checked me and opened my mind. Thank you. So Kim Brawley in this video, she's exposing a lady who was possibly at the Horn Island or was around that body of water the day Nolan and all his so-called white friends were out there, right? This lady who had checked Kim Brawley, right? Um, she had opened. Hold on. Yeah, folks. So sorry for the interruption. I just got my packet. Y'all know what this is? This is the Jamaican lamb spread or lamb's bread. Oh, oh, oh. I got a stalk of sensimania rolling in my backyard. Look at that. Stalk of sensimania rolling in my backyard. Yeah. So yeah, people. So now the lady that Kim Brawley had claimed that had checked her now opened Kim Brawley mind to a whole new can of worm, and that happens whenever, like, when you're trying to prove you're innocent and someone is blaming you, but the person who is blaming you, right? They know the truth. They know the real culprit, but they want you to be the fallen victim to the crime or whatever they had blame you for. A lot of time things like this happen, right? Where these people, like the lady who have checked Kim Brawley, right? She is trying to deter the people from the truth. You know what I'm saying? But she made a mistake. And that is what Kim Brawley here is pointing out to us about her realization of what was being hidden. But because this person who had checked Kim Brawley now had made it, Kim Brawley found out something new that this person wouldn't want her to find out. So it's best that this person never checked Kim Brawley, or else Kim Brawley wouldn't crack a part of this case open. Now listen, I want y'all to find out. Listen.
Whoever that lady is, I gotta apologize to you. That lady, she tried to correct me, and she said, boats wouldn't be parked, they'd be docked. And I immediately say, you don't know about boats, bitch? Like, the boats go in a fucking trailer. But then when she said docked, I said, wait a minute. Do they have direct water access? So she, like, indirectly led me to finding this shit because I didn't think of that. Thank you.
Yeah, she made it clear when she used the term, when the lady that checked Kim Brawley used the term docked, that is what allowed Kim Brawley to have figured out that the people who we had exposed in the first part of this video here had a boat launch in their backyard, as the song says. You know what I'm saying? Because when you use the term docked, and with someone like Kim Brawley, she is very well knowledgeable about boats. So that is why God and the universe sent Kim Brawley to defend Noland Xavier well and his family. She's the right person. And it's always going to be a white person who tends to know more about these kind of expensive luxury items, like boats. I mean, black people do know about boats, but it's white people who are largely, especially in America, who operates boat and would more be knowledgeable about it. So, the universe sent Kimberly as one to, figure out the things about boats to unlocking this mystery here with the death of Noland Xavier Wells. You know what I'm saying? So Kimberly is definitely the ideal person that the universe sent on the good side, because good is always combating bad. And this lady who claimed to check Kimberly, she's being sent by the bad side of the universe. But there's one thing: bad can never outshine good and conquer good. Once good has the right knowledge and do what is right all the time, or try to, then it gonna be definitely hard. Good is gonna always have the upper hand over the evil and the bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Why when I'm saying when I ask these questions, I'm looking for shit that I never thought of. I was thinking of a boat on a trailer being parked. A boat being docked is way easier. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For ever tried to fucking come and cap me, thank you. You led me to this. Hey, whoever that lady is, I gotta apologize.
Yeah, so as we said earlier in the video, that having a boat launch in your backyard can allow you to just shoot off, in the water with your boat, hide a body, whatever you want to do without the authorities being knowledgeable of it or aware. I'm saying now we're moving up further this year. Let's go find something else. Yeah, now, folks, this one, she's exposing Mr. Dean, because I'm telling y'all that all these white folks that was with Nolan the day of his disappearance and death, um, Mr. Dean is one of them that was with them. It seems Mr. Dean had lied also, just like apparently the other so-called friends of Nolan, including the two so-called black friends who we've seen came forward in the media, right? One talking to TMZ and another, came out on social media giving his side and take that doesn't add up, and they be trying to backtrack of what they said before. And now Mr. Dean has got caught. He's another one. He's a new face that I've got caught, because he had came out with a lot of discrepancy to his story, right? And that is all that been happening. And we have this black ass, mumpkin ass, proud slave ass called the Officer Tatum, who is defending these folks who have been exposed, lying about what had happened, right? And now Mr. Dean have been caught and been exposed in this video, and Kim Brawley is at it again. She had scored a hat trick, right? Now let's read into this and see what she's exposing about Mr. Dean, right? So the post says that, let me follow Kim Brawley. I thought I was following her all along. I have been getting so much of her content in my feed. So anyway, Mr. Dean just go to the police and get the money.
Mr. Dean, sir, it's completely understandable that you.
Hold on. So Mr. Dean just go to the police and get the money and cut a deal. So Evan is the one with the boat launch in the backyard. Okay? Just cut a deal with the police so Evan can go to the NFL, right? Instead of being charged with conspiracy. Oh my goodness. So Evan was the boy in the swimming pool, right? It wasn't the female. Evan is the boy. And he is Nolan's friend, because he, as she said, right? She is advising Mr. Dean, who seems to be the father, possibly, of Evans, who is the son who plays American football for his high school, just as Nolan Xavier Wells did, right? And this is what I've been exposing and talking about in a lot of my previous videos, saying that all these black people that are widely targeted by white folks are mainly the black kids who are doing excellent at school. These are the ones they target, because these hateful white folks that are racist, they try to eliminate the black folks who are potentially a threat to them, that they see them as potential threat. The ones with good grades, the ones that are valedictorian, the ones that are the high school favorites, the ones that are the greatest. You know what I'm saying? These are the black people and black folks that they tend to eliminate on a regular basis. You could the just follow the signs and wonders and signals. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's advising Mr. Dean to do that. She's saying, baby, you already lied more than once today. Because the lie, Mr. Dean had said that he never seen Nolan on the day when they went to Horn Island, right? And this is Mr. Dean caught in a photo because they tried to delete all their photos from social media and shut down all these white folks that are so-called Nolan's friend. So they're liars, you know what I'm saying? So Attorney Crump has been tagged, and Kim Brawley is saying that after tagging Attorney Crump, she said is not going to take this lightly, I assume. Yes, that's exactly what she said. So shout out to Attorney Crump and to Al Sharpton. Sharpton, what's his name? Yes. They're definitely stepping in these folks' necks, for the truth. And we love that. So let us listen to this, hear what Kim Brawley has to say, and start. Let it play.
Mr. Dean, sir, it's completely understandable that you're trying to protect your kid because he's going to the NFL. And we know he didn't do nothing to Nolan. But you just lied and told me he never saw Nolan, and then there's a picture of him with Nolan on a boat. You need to go to the police, sir. Your son's going to end up going down for this if you don't go to the police. Now, we think he's innocent right now. But the more you keep lying and the more photos that keep popping up, it doesn't help his case. It does. He has the most to lose. All them other raggedy kids that aren't star kickers. Your son has the most to lose. You need to go to the police and you need to tell them exactly what you know. Okay? Look, this ain't I'm just trying to find justice for his family. I'm sure your kid is a nice guy. I'm sure he never did nothing to Nolan. But you already got caught lying once on my page today. Now, I'm going to go through and catch you lying about 10 more times, and I'm going to give it to Crump, and your kid's going to go down. Mr. Dean, sir.
She's gonna give it to Crump, close to Trump. Follow the sign, signal, and wonders of the earth, and you will know what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because when a real woman like Kimberly, when a real man knows a real woman, ain't afraid to please her, and a real man knows a real woman always comes first, and a real woman just can't deny a black man's worth. Mm-mm-mm-mm. 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 Yeah, shout out to Alicia Keys, man. Rest in peace. Nolan Xavier Wells, man. We gonna catch these folks. But then again, we got something that needs to definitely look into from these conspiracy theories, because a lot of things make sense with these conspiracy theorists been pointing out too. Y'all need to definitely look into it. Are we wasting our time trying to bring justice for Nolan Xavier well, or is it a case like low, down low. Kenika Jenkins, right? The Chicagonian girl who was unalive, left in a freezer, locked in a freezer, and I speak about this all the time. And people believe that her mother had sold her out because of the money. And I speak about this with black people that, they allow the hateful, racist white folks and cops to, unalive our black community people. And then we think that it's a win because we receive some award of $1 million or millions of dollars through court system and legal. I hate that, man. We need to start getting the heads of these people who be abusing and brutalizing black people for no reason, because they're evil. Now, let's get to something more interesting. So the cat's out of the bag, right? Number master 22. Now 22 is a very special number for me that I've been seeing it in a miraculous way all my life, right? Now, I was born on the 22nd of a particular month. So, right, a lot of times 22 will be reoccurring throughout my life in a lot of mysterious ways you wouldn't believe, but someday I'll say and share with you the truth about how life really is mystical and adventurous and is worth living, but it's also, there are things a part of life that is worth dying for. You know what I'm saying? Like dying for your kids, dying for the ones who, feel you to live. So let us get into this. And this is the last video we're looking at in this Noland Xavier Wells case in this video, right? But we'll definitely have more vlogs covering all that is going on with the Noland Xavier Wells case. Now look at this.
Take a look at this picture. Look what's in the background, okay? So that's Nolan Wells and two white boys.
Now he's telling you what's in the back of this video, and it's this, what they call an obelisk, right? Now I've seen this video like a couple of weeks ago, and I never got the time and got around to share it. Why I'm adding it to this, see how many think or make sense of it, because I make sense of this, and there is some, a lot of truth to it, possibly, because we've seen it in history, and history keeps repeating itself, you know. Yeah, so let's get into this. The obelisk. It's an Illuminati sign that means something, and you're about to find out.
Cool. What's in the background? It's an obelisk, or it sure looks like an obelisk, doesn't it? Obelisk equals 28 because 2 equals 13 and 8 equals 31, which is
Okay, so you realize the name that this account go by, this man, his account, Number Master 22. So he studied how the Illuminati perceive these number coding, because numbers and letters go together and they're all a code, you know what I'm saying? That you need to know how to identify, read up the program.
genocide. Just like Nolan Wells. Nolan equals 20, Wells equals 17, which is 28, which is 1331, which is 44. Genocide. Just like Horn Island.
Just like massacre, right? Genocide, one side with skeleton, same a Baphomet, the goat. I try provoke the Gaza, and him a get choke. A war.
Horn equals 28, which is 1331, which is 44, which is fucking genocide. I keep telling you guys, this is a staged, premeditated, occult sacrifice to start a race war in America. And the reason they released this picture yesterday is because it's got the obelisk in the background to let people know, right? Nolan Wells 28, obelisk 28, Horn 28, just like Apron is 28, just like Israel is 28, just like 28 people on the Disney's cruise ships. I'm telling you, people, learn this number language. It will teach you everything. And guess what? Guess what, occult? The cat is out of the bag. Yep. That's right. The cat's out the bag. This is an occult sacrifice to start a race war. People, this is not white versus black. Okay. This is occult versus non-occult. This is good versus evil. You have to understand they did COVID. They did all these wars. They did the Spanish flu, which also is 44, which is genocide. So Nolan Wells, 28, Obelisk, 28, Horn Island, Horn, 28. Do you get it yet? They communicate in numbers to let the occult know that this is an occult sacrifice trying to start a race war. So sign, share, and promote the Full Disclosure Act. If you really have some balls, get some Lethal 22 clothing, because you know why? The cat is out of the bag. I love you all so much. Thank you for learning my stuff. Watch all my videos and you'll learn this language easy, 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 easy.
Easy peasy. So there's a lot of white folks who are not with the racist biasness of, hating and unlawfully treating black people unfairly. You know what I'm saying? And thank God for that. Now, as what he made clear in this video, he's saying that it's really good against evil. And as I told y'all, that there's always the universe producing someone bad to remove someone good, and vice versa. The universe produce someone good to replace someone that's bad, because the earth and how it's work, there's good energy as well as negative energy. So the earth has a way of securing life. Just like our body is made up, whenever we're sick, there are things that start to work in our body to remove whatever is there as a threat, right? But yet still there's so much threatening things of this world that the good nature have to go against. And that is why life is like, you got to see it as a blessing the more you live each day, because there's so many options and things to cut you short. So it's definitely a case of good of bad. It's not a race war because we've seen a lot of white people standing and defending Noland Xavier well. So that is why I even make it clear that, we should target these pigs, these hating ass pigs who unalive our black kids or Latino kids or Chinese kids or even the same white kids. White people need to hunt down these white pigs because we've seen these white pigs who they don't have no boundaries, right? When it comes to whosoever that these pigs are dealing with. You could be white, you could be black, Chinese, Indian, they don't matter. They love that power trip and they love to exercise it on just about anyone, probably even their own family, you know what I'm saying? So these are the things we should do whenever we have a culprit who get exposed over the internet, or not even just the internet. Once we witness them, you know what I'm saying? We can't allow. A lot of times I've seen like two cops or one cops beating down a black girl or a black little kid, and there's like 20 other black people surrounding these cops watching him doing this and saying let go, and the talking is not helping. So what do? You mob that cop. You need to mob him. You get what I'm saying? You can't. I don't know what's wrong with black people, man. They lost that warrior spirit inside. Now I said this was the last video I was going to share, but there's one more. There's more. Yeah, my people, yeah, my folks. So with the number guy video that we just watched, right, exposing the Illuminati and the apron and all of that, right? Well, you know that these people that Nolan was surrounded with, right, they are deep in the Freemasonry, okay? Within all what we've seen it a lot of times where a lot of white folks or a white community have this black friend, and you got to be careful of them. Remember the movie Get Out, right? Where they trap the black people essence, and they try to, make that spirit swap, or they call it soul swapping, will cause and use with the whole um hypnotizing thing. Because white folks they study these things, hexes and these hypnosis. Got to be careful when you're surrounded by so many white folks. And they could act the nicest, the sweetest, like the Swedish. I'm saying, so don't be deceived. Now, look at this video. This is something that may just blow you away because history be repeating itself, as I say. Now, listen up, folks.
Look like. And when I tell y'all who this look like, it's gonna all make sense, okay? I don't like believing in stuff like this, but this is a picture of Emmett Till's mom and dad when Emmett Till passed away. If you know Emmett Till, he was beat to death for being lied on for talking to a white woman. Now, this is a picture of 2026.
Now, remember with the Noland Xavier, well, they're saying that Nolan was last seen and last left with a white girl who he last spoke with. So, and it seemed that he died for speaking with that white girl. Many people believe, because her dad's some KKK member, you know what I'm saying? Or he's some police chief or fire department, you know what I'm saying? And these KKK members, they are placed in these jobs where they have all these access to, and where they're expected to uphold these high expectation, of professionalism to be exercised, and they keep failing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so this post is from Straight Drop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's some drill rap type name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get into this.
Roland Wells' mom and dad in this current year. The resemblance, the eyebrows, the nose, the cheekbones, the dimples, down to everything. You cannot tell me history doesn't repeat itself. Who does this look like?
Yeah, so there you go. We gonna have to end it here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna end it here and see y'all soon in the next one coming up right away. No